I know, it's been a while. So there's probably people wondering what the heck happened to me. Long story short, college has taken up an unbelievable amount of my time. I had some videos and stuff filmed during the time period of my hiatus. I just didn't have time to edit them and upload them. But now that I'm officially done with my sophomore year, I'm on summer break right now, I am going to start making more content, finishing up those videos. I do have a lot in the pipeline, so stay tuned for that. But for this video, this is one that I thought was a really fun thing I wanted to make for a while, but now we're here actually able to do it. So I held a poll on my Instagram asking if people wanted to see me do a review, a discussion on my new unboxed stuff that I have in my collection. And by the poll, the majority of the people said yes, they were interested in that, so here we are. Now this video isn't going to show every single thing from my new unboxed collection. I'll get more to that later on. There's just some things that are, put simply, I just don't have access to, like the majority of my Thomas the Tank Engine stuff. I know that's already upset the majority of the Thomas viewers that were trying to tune into this. But we do have a lot of good gubbins in this video. We're going to discuss everything, yes, even the stuff that I don't have access to. But without further ado, let's start with my first batch of items. So for those of you who aren't on my Instagram, one thing I love posting about is one of my favorite shows of all time, Beavis and Butthead. I can't get enough of these fart knockers, man. And this is one of my new unboxed figures that I have of Butthead. It is from the Reaction line, which is kind of like the old Kenner line, if you guys are familiar with that. Where, yeah, there are a bunch of different figures in the line. You have Beavis, Butthead, Cornholio, and then the Burger World variants of Beavis and Butthead. Now, I'm going to be honest, these figures, as amazing as they look new in box because I love the art, I really don't like these figures. I think they suck. I do not think that these are good Beavis and Butthead figures. And the reason I say that is because of these guys. Now, this is my More Action Collectibles Beavis and Butthead figures. These are the radioactive versions. I'm going to hold them up one at a time. But this is the original figure line that Beavis and Butthead had for their TV show run. These figures are amazing. I found out about these things years ago because of all things a Robot Chicken episode where they used these action figures.
Nice belt.
They used the standard colored versions, which as you can see back here. Those versions are unfortunately a lot harder to come by, but it makes sense because look at these sculpts, man. These are like 100% accurate representations of what the fart knockers look like, man. The line that I have new in box, I have all three of them. These are the radioactive line, which basically, it takes the exact same sculpt and it just gives them a transparent glow-in-the-dark look to it. These figures are insanely rare, but I was fortunate enough to get the majority of these things for an absolute bargain. I do have some of these things out of package. I have an out of package Butthead. I have Cornholio. I was close to getting a Beavis, but unfortunately someone outbid me for it. For Beavis and Butthead, I paid like, what was it, about $20 a piece for this Beavis and then this Butthead. Unfortunately, the Butthead packaging is sun faded. It really bothers me when stuff like this happens to packaging. But hey, I still have one new unpackaged, so I guess that's really all I can ask for. But Cornholio was the one I spent the most money on. This guy set me back around $35 to $40 to get him new in box. I would like to get the normal flesh variant in any capacity because I don't even have the base figures out of package yet. I only have the radioactive variants, but hey, only time will tell. But that's the Beavis and Butthead portion of it. Let's move on to one of my favorite collectibles. So if you've been a long time subscriber or follower on my Instagram, maybe around like the 2018 era, or you just pay attention to the fucking intro, you would know that one of my favorite video game characters of all time is Mega Man. I love the Blue Bomber so much, so I want to showcase the new in-box stuff that I have for my Mega Man collection. So this right here is a Mega Man 11 figure pack that came out to coincide with, of course, Mega Man 11. It was made by Jakks Pacific. I think this was around the time for the Mega Man anniversary. I think it was the 20th anniversary or something like that, where Jakks was making a bunch of anniversary merchandise. They made pixelated figures, they made the giant figure, they made a whole lot of really cool stuff. But it feels like they didn't care enough about the line, the same vein that they do Sonic and Mario, where they're just out there pooping out many different variants and all these fan favorite characters, but it really feels like they didn't try as hard. Like for Mega Man 11, there was a lot of characters and stuff that they could have made, a lot of Robot Masters, but this is the only thing we got to coincide with Mega Man 11, which is really unfortunate. I would love to have a nice figure of Impact Man, Acid Man, Blast Man. Like, it would have been really nice. But we did get this one with Block Man, Mega Man, and then when Mega Man gets his power-up. I guess that's still nice that we have it, but I don't know. It just feels really underwhelming. Jakks really could have done a lot more with the line, but unfortunately, they just didn't try. Here's another lineup of Mega Man figures that I was really excited for. Funko made these ones, actually. They're these nice little stylized versions of Mega Man. This one is the Thunderbeam Mega Man variant. If you look on the back of the package here, there also is another variant. It's a chase variant of these guys. Unfortunately, I never saw it in stores. And I also never got Leaf Shield Mega Man. I saw him. I had the opportunity to get him only once, but unfortunately, I just didn't have the money. But I do have all three of these guys. This Dr. Wily figure, if you are a Mega Man fan, man, everyone went crazy for this. Because surprisingly, there's just not a lot of Dr. Wily merch, despite him being the main bad guy. But this is the figure that I kept in box because I was just like, what reason would I have to mess around with this or even play with it, you know? I think it looks nice in the package. I kept it in. Yeah. But once again, though, Funko had the license to make Mega Man figures. And this is all we got. You know, the one thing about Mega Man merchandise, and I will say it now, is it sucks that so many people get the license for it, but it really just feels like they regurgitate the same things. Like, they don't make cool merchandise for Mega Man. Like, Mega Man does not have good variety or solid figures like how Mario and Sonic do. But it might change because if you see by these prototypes right here, these were announced last year in December. There's supposed to be this new, I think it's called like Jada Figures or something like that, the company that's behind them. But these are really cool Mega Man figures that are retailing for about 20 bucks. They haven't come out yet, but I'm really hoping they don't get canceled. I really can't wait for these. Moving on to another Jakks item. This right here is the giant Mega Man figure. This is like the 12-inch Mega Man that Jakks made. I said 20th anniversary, but no, it was actually 30th anniversary. My bad. But this right here is a really cool figure. I mean, it makes sounds, it lights up and everything. Da-da-da, da-da-da, da-da-da-da. And this guy I have new in box. I do have another one of these guys out of package. I actually did a very brief quick review on these guys years and years ago on my Instagram. It was only like a minute long. And the way that I got this guy was I got him from GameStop when he was on clearance. So when I went to GameStop, I went with the intention of just buying one of these guys. But at the time, GameStop was having this deal where you buy one thing and you get one thing for equal or less price for free. And I was just like, well, I want two of these things, so I ended up getting two Mega Mans. I bought one for, I think I paid like $40 for one of them, and then I ended up getting the second one for free. Like, you can't beat that, man. I just think as a display piece, like, this kind of gives me vibe of like the older Barbie dolls and all that kind of stuff. I really just like how this guy looks in package. He's a really cool figure, and I think this is probably the best thing that Jakks made. Simultaneously, though, I really do wish that they did more with this line. Maybe giving us like a Cut Man or a Proto Man or a base figure. I would love to have seen them do more stuff or give us more iconic characters, but hey, I mean, I guess we're lucky enough to have gotten just this. Now, another company that also had the rights to make Mega Man merchandise in the early 2000s was Jazzwares. One of my favorite toy companies of all time, very iconic in the toy scene, I'd say. And they had the license to make Mega Man merchandise. And this was their 6-inch line of figures. This is Cut Man. Look, just to show how old this is. Look at this old Jazzwares logo, man. Look at that. This just screams early 2000s, dude. Unfortunately, with this package, as you see by this up here flapping back and forth, it is not in the best of shape. And that's because when I bought it off of eBay, the seller had sneakily posted a picture of it head on like this, leaning up against the wall, but they didn't showcase the dents on the sides or anything like that. I mean, it wasn't terrible because I only got this guy for like 25 bucks or something like that. I'm still really happy to have this Cut Man because he is my favorite Robot Master. I do have one of these out of package, but unfortunately he is missing one of his pairs of scissors. I'm really thinking about buying another one of these guys that's in better condition if I find one for a good price, you know. So as I was editing the video, my Cutman figure I was referring to that's out of package and not in the best of shape, he has broken, and this is one of the swivel joints on his feet. And because, as you can see here, the legs are severely sun faded, it broke because it is brittle. And if you can't hear my voice, I'm genuinely disappointed by this. I'm considering going through with what I was talking about in the video, since the in-box figure is in bad shape, to just buy another one of these that's new in box and in far better condition, because they do exist. There's plenty of them on eBay. Might cost a bit more because I paid like $25 for the one I currently have. But this, I am so disappointed by this. You're saying, oh, well, you can just super glue it, but that articulation in the foot is very vital for how these guys work, because these giant bell-bottom feet, like, you gotta move these around to get them to stand up properly. I might just have them posed like this on my shelf or something, but genuinely very upset by that and just feel like I should note it here. But I am really happy to have this guy new in package. I think he's great. I think this entire lineup of figures back here, I do own several of these. I own Proto Man, Base, and I do have Zero. But yeah, I just think that this is a solid figure all in all. One of my favorite things I have new in box, despite the condition. I really do think that out of every company to have the license to make Mega Man stuff, I think Jazzwares is on top. Maybe the Jada figures will beat them, but only time will tell. Now, moving on to one of the one-off figures I have. This box is actually kind of heavy. It is one of the old Toy Biz Spider-Man figures. This one I got for like $26 or something like that a little while ago. I absolutely love this thing. I collect a lot of the old Toy Biz Spider-Man stuff. The Toy Biz line of Spider-Man figures is very sought after, especially the early 2000 Spider-Man trilogy, the Raimi trilogy figures. I have like maybe 4 of those Doc Ock figures that everyone wants. I'm not sharing with you either. I'm a greedy bitch, damn it. Now, this is one of the ones I do have new in box. This is from what I call the classic era Spider-Man figure. It's not tied to any of the moves or anything. It's just Spider-Man based upon the early cartoons and then the comics. This is just a solid thing to hang on your wall and look at. The box has a nice amount of heft to it. Unfortunately, it does have batteries in the back of it, so they're probably corroded as shit by now. It's one of the things that I never really understood about, like, well, if you have a new in-box figure and it has batteries in it, do you take the batteries out to prevent corrosion, or do you keep it in the box and say, yeah, it's in mint condition, but it also suffers from corrosion? I never really understood how you're supposed to go about that, or just kind of have to deal with it. It is a double-edged sword, unfortunately. Here's another thing that's going to make the Thomas fans happy, and I can clickbait the fuck out of it. It's the Thomas Minis pack. Yeah, this is going to be like the only in-hand thing of Thomas and Friends I'm going to show in the video, but I am going to discuss the other things that I do have Thomas and Friends. This right here is just a Thomas Minis pack that I got back in like 2019 or 2018. This was a gift from my grandmother. She got it. She thought about me when she was out. She bought it, and I just thought it was really wholesome and really nice. I really just didn't have a reason to take it out of package, so it's just been on my wall for like all eternity. I like this figure pack just because of that sentimental value. I know people are probably upset that there's not going to be any Thomas in this video, but I don't really give a shit. This is my toy collection. Fuck you. Another weird one-off item that I have is this tech deck of Silver the Hedgehog. If you guys remember, if you guys are into Sonic and that kind of stuff, Sega did a partnership with Tech Deck where they released a whole plethora of characters and made them into tech decks. I really wanted the Super Sonic, Metal Sonic, and then the Knuckles, but the only one I found was Silver. I'm happy to have gotten Silver because he is one of my favorite characters. I didn't take him out of package for obvious reasons. I just think he looks really cool in the package. I really do think that this is an awesome toy. Alright, so here's probably one of the weirdest things in my collection that I say, and it is from the Guillermo del Toro's Pinocchio. This figure pack was released, and from what I know, I believe it was exclusive to Walmart, and it is a limited edition set, as you can see right there. This figure pack sells for secondhand over $100. It retailed for about $50. You want to know where the story of how I got this thing? I got this thing for $25 on clearance at my local Walmart. That's crazy. I was literally walking out of the store and then I just passed the clearance aisle and I was lucky enough to have spotted this. I saw this on the shelf when it was full price, but for me that was just a little too expensive. I loved this movie so much and I just wanted merchandise for it. I'm so glad that it did get some kind of representation. But because of how sought after and rare this figure pack is, I decided to leave it new in box. It looks amazing to display. It has that high quality thing. I have several NECA figures like my Predator and my Alien figures have a similar kind of display window flap sort of deal. I think it's a nice thing. At least I'm able to display it in some way, shape, or form, so it's not all hope is lost. Really solid figure pack. If you're able to get this thing for a good price and you are just a fan of the movie, highly recommend it. It's really awesome. Here's probably my most mint in box figure I own, and there's a good reason for this. A lot of Star Wars fans out there, I know. This is the Black Series General Grievous. This thing, as you can see here, it is protected and laminated. I want to get this thing. You guys know how you can get like figures and stuff graded. I want to get this thing graded. I ordered this thing with the intention of taking it out and displaying it on my shelf. But seeing this thing in the package, I was just like, I would feel like a sack of shit if I opened this thing. This thing is my most pristine thing in my entire collection, and I'm insanely proud of it. I love General Grievous. He's my favorite Star Wars character, even since I was a kid. He combines the element of multiple arms and then being a robotic-esque character. Two things that just scream, gets Troublesome Junction's attention. I love General Grievous as a character. I love his figures and merchandise, so I had to pick this thing up. And I got this thing for like $26. And that's crazy because this guy typically new in box too, especially he goes for like over $40 now. He is my most mint thing. I'm super happy with him. I love how he looks, and I don't think that I'm ever gonna take him out of box. I think I am probably going to try and track down one that's out of the package because I do want one to display. My friend Jacob's Trains, he actually told me that there was a new one coming out that's like a battle damage version. I need to look it up, and I'll put a picture up it on screen if that is the case. If that is, you guys know I got to cash out for my boy, you know. Moving on to another property that has Harrison Ford in it that I absolutely love to death. Indiana Jones. These two are the Hasbro figures that came out and coincide with Crystal Skull. If you don't like Crystal Skull, you're just stupid. It was not a bad movie. I have them new in box. They've been probably dying for oxygen for, what is it, like 2008 these things came out, so well over a decade. The Crystal Skull era of Indiana Jones is what got me invested into Indiana Jones. I collect the figures. I love Harrison Ford's performance. Most people know Harrison Ford as Han Solo. Me, no. He is not Han Solo. He is Indiana Jones. I know that is insanely backwards, and I'm probably going to get hate for saying that, but no. I will always see Harrison Ford as Indiana Jones over Han Solo any day of the fucking week. So yeah, here we have Mutt Williams and then hatless Indiana Jones. This is from the scene where he's in the warehouse and he's being held by the Russians to try and to open the magnetic crate or whatever it was. Yeah, controversial ass scene, but I really enjoyed the movie and I love what it had to offer. And then of course we have Mutt Williams, who was played by a certain controversial figure, Shia LaBeouf. I loved his performance in the movie. I know a lot of people had issue with it, but I really enjoyed Mutt Williams. Unfortunately, because of the controversy Shia LaBeouf got into, yeah, I don't think he'll be reprising his role in Dial of Destiny that's coming out in June. Here we have one of my most beloved franchises of all time, Dragon Ball Z. These right here are insanely sought after figures. This is the hybrid action line of action figures that came out. I believe it was Bandai that released it. Yep, Bandai, if you can see right there. These are highly articulated, highly detailed, highly posable, smaller figures of Dragon Ball. There is a lot of these guys, and they sell for big money on eBay. Seriously, look at the prices that these guys go for. I was fortunate enough to get this guy for $14 and this guy for like $20. When I got these guys, I did have intentions of taking them out of package, but of course that mood quickly changed because I'm like, these are sought after items. These are rare as shit. Why would I just ruin the value of them and ruin the collector's appeal for it? They've been hanging on my wall. I believe I got these things about maybe 2 years ago or something along those lines. I really like these guys. Here we have Super Saiyan Gohan right here with the Piccolo turban from the Cell Saga. And we have Vegeta right here in the Super Saiyan form, also from the Cell Saga. If you guys had watched my Mr. Beast video where I reviewed the Beast Burger, I was referring to having Kris, the Mr. Beast friend, autograph some of my Dragon Ball figures. These are those Dragon Ball figures. I really want him to autograph these things. And regardless of the controversy and stuff like that, honestly, he's getting a lot of hate that isn't deserved right now because of his transition. Seriously, like, niggas are really worried about what a grown-ass adult is doing with his life. Like, fuck off, man. I don't give a shit. You can hate me for saying that. I really want Kris to autograph these guys. Would love to get Kris's autograph with these. Power to him. Wish him nothing but the best with the transition. But let's move on to the next round of figures. So this right here is my amiibo Mario figure. I got this in 2017 on my birthday. It was in Target. There was also the option to get Bowser and Peach. I really should have got the Bowser because Bowser's my favorite Mario character. Really kind of regret not picking him up, but still I'm really happy to have at least one of them. You can tell that this thing is old because of the dust that just piled up on the top of it. Look at this, oh, that's awful. Oh, look at all that right there. A bunch of fucking dead teenager troublesome junction skin cells and all that kind of grossness on it. But he's not the only Mario thing that I have new in package. I also have this Maker Mario figure from the world of Nintendo. It has the older style of package. Then this one I got on my birthday in 2016. I just really never had a reason to take this out of package. This was the first thing that I think that I had just flat out new in box. Like, I bought it new and then I was just like, you know what? Let's just leave it in the package. You know what I'm saying? And I told myself back then, I was like, we'll open it when the time is right or I feel the need to. I never felt the need to open this guy. So yeah, he's just been in here suffocating for all eternity. And that wraps up all of my new in-box figures that I had down here to showcase. Now, I am going to be talking about, as I said, I would bring up some of the other ones that I have. The one that I do want to give an honorable mention to are my Thomas and Friends stuff. Now, you're probably wondering why I don't have those items down here. And it's put simply, I do not have access to them. They are put up into deep storage. Like, I recently cleared off my shelves of my Thomas and Friends merchandise. As I've kind of stated before, I really just want to move past Thomas. The franchise is not in a state where I can support it anymore. I do have a video where I'm going to go more in depth on that and just some other kind of crazy theories that I have about it. But I just felt that since I hadn't bought Thomas items for at that point, maybe going on 2 years or something like that, I just felt that, you know, there's other toy collections that I have that deserve spotlight that I'm still adamantly supporting. So I just packed all my Thomas stuff away. It will come out again for a proper, you know, get its own shelf and everything put for it. It is something where I do gotta, one, maybe wait till I'm out of college and get my own place. And two, get a big enough shelf to accommodate for everything. Like, you should see the box all that stuff is in. Like, oh my gosh. But that's the real reason of why the Thomas and Friends stuff isn't in this video. It's just in deep storage right now. But I will discuss some of the items that I do have new in package. So I do have the Trackmaster Thomas, the re-release that came with the better versions of Annie and Clarabelle. When I bought this thing, at first I was like, oh yeah, this would be a cool thing to fiddle around with. But then I remembered, I'm the guy that does not like Trackmaster or just the motorized range of Thomas and Friends. I know, controversial opinion, but I just really sat back and thought to myself, yeah, you're gonna open them up, maybe feel the detail on them, get some nice pictures of them, and then what? You're just gonna get bored, put it on your shelf, and it's never gonna speak again. And it was just one of those things where I was like, you know, I'll leave it in the package because I don't really have a reason to take it out, and it just looks nice. It's a solid display piece to show that, hey, I like Thomas. This is Thomas on display right here. I mean, he's no Lionel James, but I mean, nothing looks as good as the Lionel James, let's be honest. Another thing that I have new in package is a Take and Play Gold and Thomas that came out in 2015. These things were everywhere. At my local Meijer, they had a deal going on. If you bought 2 Take and Play, not figures, but Thomas characters, you got one of the golden ones for free. They were just giving them out like candy, man. I do remember I bought 2 of them. One of them I ended up giving away, and then I had like maybe 5 of them out of package, but now of current, I only have like 2 of them out of package. I ended up giving them to friends and stuff like that. Some of them I do regret giving away because they were given to people who don't take care of the things. Really do regret that kind of stuff, but hey, we can't undo the past now, can we? Another batch of Thomas items I have new in package. I have the Adventures LBSC Thomas. I have like 5 of those things new in package. I got this guy on sale. There's a whole sale going on at my local Meijer once again, where they just had a whole rack of these things on clearance for like $2 or something like that. I did make a video on that on my YouTube channel. It's not a good video like many of my older videos are, but if you're interested in that, it does exist. You can find it somewhere down the pipeline. It was like maybe 2017, 2018 or something like that. I don't fucking know. Really solid take to have those things new in box. And now we're going to cut to the video of things that I have on display that are new in box that I just couldn't get to for the sake of this video. If I were to get these things, I would have had to have completely disassembled my shelves and all of that kind of stuff, or there was just too many of them. You'll see what ones I'm talking about in this video that is coming up now. Case in point, here's my wall of Dagadars. I have more, I just haven't gotten around to hanging them all up. I was in like 3rd grade when Dagadars became a thing, and I've honestly been trying to work on using the old Dagadar TV show intro and making that into my YouTube channel intro. Dagadar. If I ever replace the current one. So yeah, as stated before, this isn't all of them, but these are the ones that I'm really happy with, and I just really like how it looks. Here on my Sonic shelf, back there, I do have 2 of the classic Tomy Sonic packs. I have the anniversary pack with the metallic characters and the tokens. That's actually worth a lot of money now. And then right below, if you can see behind Sonic, I also have the pixelated figures. Actually, I do think that I unboxed those, like just one of them, years and years ago, but I really didn't do anything with it. So, you know what? Yeah, it counts. But the metallic ones, yeah, I've never taken them out of box just because they are rare, and they're just awesome. Lastly, here's my collection of new in box Alien and Predator figures. Back there is an Alien figure, and then these are 2 Predator figures. These are the NECA ones that come in those really nice boxes. I really didn't have a reason to take them out of package, and plus I'm kind of running out of space here. There's a couple Portal figures there. But yeah, I really do like these guys. They're nice. These are the Walmart exclusive figures back there. All around, just really nice display pieces. I really enjoy this shelf. So that's all for this video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I really had a blast talking about all of the different franchises and all that kind of stuff that I'm interested in. I really love my toy collection. It is the thing that I cherish most. And getting into stuff that's new in box is something that as a kid, I never thought I would do because, you know, my mindset is I buy stuff for my own happiness, not for the sake of reselling. And to an extent, that sentiment still holds. I mean, I do walk around with figures and carry them places all the time. Not only is it comforting, but also, you know, it's just really nice to have something physical and tangible in your hands that you can fiddle around with. But as I got older, I realized the fact that these things do look good when you put them on the shelf and they're out of package, but they also look just as good pristine, new in box, hanging on the wall. Just have a nice arsenal of them just chilling there, man. I also enjoy having the extra space of not having to put another figure on my fucking shelf. I'm running out of space here, damn it. So that's all I gotta say for this video. Thank you all so much for watching to the end of this. If you guys have something else that you want to kind of see me talk about or a collection, just let me know in the comments down below and I'll definitely consider making it into a video. So that's all I gotta say, and I'll see you guys on the flip side.
Spenton ass! Yes! Spenton, yes! Spenton, yes!